Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of High Energy Keto Girl. And today I'm super excited to have one of my clients on the show. Cyndi Kowalczyk is a client who I've been working with for a little bit over 90 days. And I can't wait for you to hear how the ketogenic lifestyle and some other fun little hacks has benefited her life, lowered her diabetes, and helped her to drop 31 pounds. Let's go say hi to Cyndi. Hey everyone, welcome to High Energy Keto Girl, a podcast helping women to age stronger because it is never too late to get fit, be strong, and feel sexy. I'm your host, Tracy Gluhite, health coach and personal trainer and founder of highenergygirl.com. Each week, we will either have a guest interview, which will provide you encouragement or an actionable tip to help you age stronger, or I will do a solo episode. Please also join our awesome Facebook group called High Energy Girls, and I'm looking forward to see you on the inside of that group and hope you enjoy today's show. Hey everyone, this is Tracy, and I have a special announcement. In order for me to help more women age stronger, I have created a 90-day one-on-one coaching program. And the goal here is to teach women over 50 how to age stronger while burning fat and boosting energy without going hungry or living in the gym. If you'd like more information, please hit me up at tracy@highenergygirl.com or friend me on Facebook and send me a message. I have a goal of transforming 1,000 women in the next year, and I hope you are one of them. Hey, Cyndi, thanks for coming on the show today.
Hi, Tracy. Thanks for having me.
Well, you have made such a remarkable shift in your lifestyle, and I know that you have quite a story to share, so I'm looking forward for the listeners to hear all about it. So why don't you start off by just telling them a little bit about who Cyndi is?
Okay. I am 59 years old. I've had a history of back and knee injuries, and I just completed a year post knee replacement. And I've been quite overweight for a long time. I've been relatively inactive. Very inactive, more sedentary than active. So I was very heavy when I came to meet Tracy.
Okay. And your health conditions, so besides the weight, what other health issues did you have?
I have diabetes and high cholesterol. Mm-hmm. And I have a sleep disorder and also depression.
Okay. And you also retired, right?
I retired in December.
Okay. And then what happened?
Well, prior to retiring, I started your Lean Lady Challenge. And maybe even going before that, I was going through pictures in my phone and I saw a picture of me at my son's wedding, and I just was upset or really shocked at the way I looked. And I was very heavy, and it's what gave me the push to say I need to do something about that. And so your Lean Lady Challenge popped up on my Facebook and I joined it.
Cool. And when you were presented with all the information, was it totally against like what you were normally doing, or how did it feel to learn those new things?
So I have tried multiple diets. I have been told different ways of eating on each diet, and your recommendation in your program presented more of a realistic approach to weight loss. Um, so back in the days, we were told not to eat fat. We were told, um, I don't know, we were told a lot of incorrect information that actually reinforced what they call yo-yo dieting, because you're given you're given all this information, and it's hard to be successful when you don't have accurate information.
Yeah, and I think that people just didn't realize at the time. They thought everything was just about calories in, calories out, and they didn't realize about the hormone and impact and the insulin response in our bodies. So you did the challenge, and how did your body respond to the directions and to the coaching and the challenge? Do you remember?
I was thinking about that before you called, and I'm really having a hard time remembering the 5-day challenge, but I can say that it presented me with a lot of challenges. For one, drinking more water than I had been drinking. I knew I was dehydrated on a daily basis and not getting enough water. And so I found it to be a lot of good information. But on top of it, I was really excited because I could feel myself being drawn in and being motivated, and just really like this is a plan for me because of the way that it was presented. And um, it just didn't focus on losing weight and eating better. um, it focused on all the other components that are important too: losing weight, being healthy, um, and getting stronger. And this component of sleep, mindfulness, meditation, those are all important things that I found I needed to schedule into my day. And in working with you, we found a really easy way to schedule it into my day with my Google Calendar. So when I'm telling you that I'm forgetting to do this, I don't have enough time for that, and you had a quick solution to getting me on track and having a schedule where I was able to complete all the things I needed to do during the day.
Yeah, cool. And so you did the 5-day challenge. You learned about my 5 pillars, well, at least the top 5. Um, and then you decided to take the next step and actually come on board and work with me one-on-one for 90 days.
Right.
Do you remember what the first thing that we addressed? I remember, I'll never forget talking to you in my dining room and on our first little call. Do you remember what that was that we were working on?
Trying to get me off my medications?
Nope.
Okay. I don't.
Your
I
back.
remember the conversation, parts of it, but
It was your back because of the
oh,
sleep,
yeah.
because to me, sleep is something that is so underrated, and, everybody has a different experience with it, and quality sleep is so important. So for you, what were your big things that you remember that stick out?
Um, well, when I first started the program, I did have back issues. I still have back issues, but they're not flaring up. Um, and that was one of the things that we tried to tackle first.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about the sleep, and you talked about your tools that would help improve sleep, like sleeping with a mask, a sleep mask, earplugs, and staying away from the blue lights at least an hour before bedtime. And so those were two of the main things we talked about during our conversation. And then getting following up with the doctor to get referred to a chiropractor to go through some chiropractic treatment that, while I was starting the program, allowed me to strengthen my back and continue to get adjustments as I went through the process. And that back strengthening really made such a difference, because then I was able to progress into exercising and using the TRX and getting on the elliptical and walking and riding the bike. And so those first few issues we kind of tackled from the get-go and made a big difference.
Yeah. And your before and after picture, like I am amazed. Now, was it 31 pounds that you've dropped?
Um, as of the beginning of the week, or as of the end of last week, on the weekend, yes, 31 pounds.
Wow. And how do you feel?
I feel like I have more energy. Um, I feel like I want to get out and do something. So we have a clubhouse where I live, so we have some gym equipment. I have a bike at home and I have my TRX. So, I mean, it makes me want to do things that are more physical rather than sitting. Um, when I look at the pictures, I'm blown away, because we have a side by side picture of me then and me now, or me at the end of last month, and it just pushes my motivation to get to my goal.
You look like you're at goal. I mean, I saw the last picture that was posted and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like it's amazing." So how many pant sizes did you drop, do you know?
I'm not sure. I'm kind of two pant sizes. I'm stuck between a 12 and a 14 right now. Um, that's just from trying on clothes last week. Um, I'm still living in my stretch pants right now, because I don't want to buy a whole lot of clothes right now. I want to wait till my next 90 days are completed, because the way I the way I'm feeling and the way I'm eating, and I just plan to be at goal by the 90 days. I hope to be at goal anyway.
Well, you're well on your way. So what are some of your favorite foods that you were introduced to this, or, in the last few months?
Um, I love vegetables. Um, I love roasting vegetables, and if I had my choice, that's how I would cook all my vegetables. Um, I love my broccoli. I love my Brussels sprouts, and asparagus and kale and um, different types of lettuce. Um,
Okay, so
and
far
then
that all sounds super boring, Cyndi. Come on, come up with something better than that.
I'm coming up to the I keep tons of avocados in my kitchen, and tons of lemons. So I'm using a lot more. Um, I would never buy avocado. I would just buy guacamole. Now I can make my own guacamole. Um, I use a lot of seasonings, a lot of garlic. I actually was, before I started with yours, actually taking turmeric by the bottle, by liquid.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't really cooked with it, but that's my next goal. Um, and then I never had a problem with the protein. I'm not fond of lamb, but I do eat. I was a big burger person, so I've expanded that and moved on from burgers to. I mean, I still eat burgers, but I will eat chicken um, and other kind of boring um, proteins. Um, I eat nuts and but I do eat the nuts in moderation because I think we noticed that um, eating the nuts was increasing, could possibly have been slowing down my weight loss.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It because they're so easy to overeat. So the first thing
Yeah.
I would say to anyone if things are kind of slowing down, which it happens. I mean, we know it all does. So, but it would be to eliminate nuts and dairy. But did you experiment with any really delicious recipes along the way?
Um, I did. So one of the ones I did, which made it more tolerable to eat chicken, was the butter chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that provided when you cook chicken, it's bland. So you have to season it up, and it needs to have more flavor. So there is a couple other ones in your cookbook. The taco salad, and oh my gosh, there was something with salmon, and it was really, really good. And I am a lover of salmon. I don't eat it. I eat it about once a week, but um, salmon's another one that just it. I feel like it needs something added to it, and to get more flavor. And um,
Was it the
so,
Mediterranean salmon with the olives and sun-dried
yes,
tomatoes?
yes, and
Mm-hmm.
that was delicious.
Yeah.
So that kind of I still stay in my comfort zone, go out of my comfort zone and eat different foods on occasion, but for the most part, I stay in my comfort zone of burger and chicken and that type of thing.
So did you ever feel like hungry during the 90 days?
I thought I did. I mean, I I don't know if I don't think I was really hungry, um, but I tended to if my stomach growled or if um, I got those signals, um, I would just drink more water, and then if it continued, then I knew I was hungry, but it didn't. I mean, I was satiated by the meals I was eating on a regular basis. And I can say for the most part, I did 2 meals a day and um, started started at lunch.
And did you ever do that before? Like, did you ever do time restricted eating before?
No,
Huh. So did you started doing it on the challenge, right?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Well, if you were following the rules, you would have you would have been doing it on the challenge because to me the time restricted eating is so important because that is when our body heals. You know,
Right,
when we don't do when our digestive system doesn't consume all of our energy, then that's when other magical things take place.
right. I remember you saying that, but I just don't remember the 5 days. So, if that was part of the training, and if that was part, I definitely did it.
Mm-hmm.
But before, I would make a protein shake and fill it with tons of berries and, um, be feeding myself a little extra sugar in the morning.
Well, yeah, because
Because
breakfast was the most important day or meal of the day, Cyndi, right?
exactly, exactly. We were always told don't miss breakfast.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, what is going to happen with you moving forward? What is your goal?
Um, well, currently I'm taking the immunity challenge so I can be more aware of um, improving my immunity, but also about my gut health. So I've kind of started exploring gut health and trying to find out what I need to add in terms of probiotics and um, digestive enzymes, and um, to see if we can um, improve in that area. But my goal, I guess I've been out of the 90-day program for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, is to continue to exercise on a daily basis, which I'm doing, and continue to eat the way I've been eating. I have no desire to go back to, no taste to go back to what I was eating before I started the Lean Lady Challenge. Um, I my my goal is to just keep eating the way I'm eating and lose another 30 pounds and build muscle.
Mm-hmm.
Um, decrease, decrease all the fat that has accumulated over the years, all the skin fat, um, and have more energy. And um, you know, as I get older, not not I guess what I see in my mind right now is my mom before she passed away, and my mom when she went into a assisted living program, how weak and how small she got, and um, no strength, and I don't want to be like that. I want to be able to handle things physically and have strength and be able to be stronger. And so those are things that I definitely want to avoid.
Perfect. Yeah. That's why I always say that everyone comes to lose weight, but my passion and focus is on so much more. And
Hmm.
one of them is being stronger and healthier. It's not just about the number on the scale.
And that's what drew me to your program, because if it was just a weight loss program, I probably would have passed it by. But what really pulled me in is, you know, when we did the Lean Lady Challenge and when we talked about going into the 90-day, the other areas that are factors in maintaining the healthy lifestyle, sleep, meditation, um, building energy. I mean, there's just so much more to losing weight or to have a healthy lifestyle than just losing weight.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even think about that when we initially started having our conversations.
Yeah.
I didn't even consider that, as they all go together.
Mm-hmm. And one of my, it's like I used to do these short little programs for 21 days, but it wasn't enough. Like people would go, they would do it, and then they would go back to their old habits because I think it takes a long time for new habits to literally sink in. So I thought 90 days was a good amount of time based on the research to really truly create new habits. Do you feel like you have created new habits that are going to help you moving forward?
I definitely do. I I think the 90 days was a good amount of time. I think that um, you had several methods for accountability um, put into your program. Um, the weekly phone call. I was just looking back through my notes and things, and um, the journaling. keeping track of what you did each day and you know, what you accomplished as far as like drinking water and what you ate. And um, I just think those additional parts of accountability strengthened my my follow through. And
Mm.
so, in addition to the number of days, there was those other components that and the activities um, that really held you accountable and held you to following through with the program.
Yeah, cool. I'm so happy, Cyndi. I am so happy. I cannot wait to hear what your doctor has to say about everything. Because, I mean, I think like, oh, last thing. What about like, so the diabetes? So I remember seeing somewhere you wrote something about your A1C.
It was down
Um,
to 5.4,
and where was it when we started?
6.8.
And where do you want it to go?
uh, I don't even know the numbers, but I would love it to go to the point where um, I can either reduce or eliminate my medications. I don't know if I'm I'm remaining hopeful because I mean, if I lose more weight and we'll see how that is functioning, I only see the numbers going down.
You're in the normal range. You said
Yeah,
5.2?
5.4.
5.4. You're in the normal range. The normal range is between 4 and 5.6. If it's 5.7 to 6.4, it means you have a higher chance of getting diabetes. But anything over 6.5 means you have diabetes.
Okay, so that's exciting news. I mean, that's we're there. We just keep going down from here.
You are in the normal range, girlfriend.
That's great.
Yeah, that's like, I'm going to cry right now. That is. No, but what it does is it tells people it's possible. And it's like there's that story where the guy, they always thought it was impossible to run a sub 4 minute mile. And people tried and tried and tried and tried, and nobody could break a 4 minute mile. And then one guy did it, and I can't remember his name, Jim something. And he broke the sub 4. And then after that, do you know what happened?
What?
More and more and more and more people just kept breaking it, breaking it, breaking it because now they knew it was possible.
Wow.
So for you to go from diabetic to having a normal hemoglobin A1C in 90 days shows that anybody can do it.
Right.
So that is awesome. And the whole cholesterol thing, I'm going to still challenge because, like I told you before, it's HDL over triglycerides is the truer indicator of cholesterol health versus not good health. And then the other thing that I learned, I've been learning through the last few months, is the calcium score. And the calcium score will change, it will decrease. That's actually, the calcium score is like they do a scan and they see what calcium deposits are in your arteries. And that is actually the truest indicator of heart disease that it's available right now. And the way that you reduce it is by avoiding carbs and sugars.
Right. Yep.
So I think you're good on both points, my dear.
I think
Really,
so too. It just I'm just excited.
you should be because I mean, yeah, you should be. Your 60th year is gonna be like the best year ever. What did your kids say? What did your boys say about all this?
Um, they don't know how I'm doing it. They just they're at that age where they they're into eating the carbs and enjoying the carbs, and they don't really get too excited about what I make for dinner or lunch or so even though they see the results, they haven't equated it to the food that I'm eating and the exercise that I'm doing. So although I get the support, hey mom, you look great, you know, it's they're at that age where they like the foods that they like.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's
Yeah.
young people. And in full transparency, nobody in my household eats the way I eat. Nobody. My husband, my boys, nobody.
Okay, that's good to know. Well,
I just stay in my own lane. And I've been doing it now for 4 years. So I don't care. Like, I tried to get my husband to do it once, and he tried for a minute, and then he's like, no, I miss my tortillas. I'm like, whatever. But his thing is I'm lean, I'm an athlete, I don't need to lose weight. I'm like, it's not to me just about weight. It's about health.
right.
You know?
Exactly.
So awesome. So any last comments or any, final things that you want to share with the listeners, Cyndi?
This was the right choice for me going through your programs. And as I mentioned, I'm continuing with the immunity program. So if you see that you have a variety of different needs and you want to improve your overall health, this is one of the best ways to do it, because you not only get all the tools and guidance, but you also get the support from Tracy. And you can hear in her voice as she's talking and during this podcast that this comes from her heart, and this is really, she walks what she talks. She walks the walk, and that speaks to me. That speaks volumes to me. And even though I've been doing the work, I don't think I would have been able to do it if I didn't pick Tracy's program, because her enthusiasm, her motivation, her personality, it just really helped get me going.
Oh, well, thank you for saying that. I love what I do. I missed you guys when I was on my vacation, and it just warms my heart, and it makes me have purpose when I can help women like you to, do a complete 180 and change the trajectory of your life.
It really has. It really has.
Aw, well, thank you.
Difference.
Thank you so much for sharing your story and stepping outside of your comfort zone to do that.
You're welcome. I'm happy to do it.
Aw, thank you so much, Cyndi.
Thanks, Tracy.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed hearing Cyndi's story. If you know anyone that has diabetes and would be encouraged by this episode, please send them a link and share. If you are looking for the same type of coaching that Cyndi has enjoyed over the last 90 days, you can apply for my premium program so you too can get premium results. All you need to do is head on over to http://bit.ly/lean lady call. Thank you so much for listening, you guys. Please make it a great and healthy day. This podcast contains the opinion and thoughts of its host and guests. It is intended to provide helpful and informative material on the subjects covered. All statements made on the podcast have not been evaluated by the FDA and are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. If the listener requires professional assistance or advice, please contact your personal medical doctor. Both host and guest specifically disclaim any responsibility for any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence directly or indirectly of the use and application of any of the contents of these episodes. Like I said, this is my opinion and I could be wrong.